Hello you guys, welcome to this reading. This is going to be a weekly reading. I'm going to try to do this weekly. And this is looking at, is this justice or judgment for you? So right now we're looking at these bird oracles right here. I got the hummingbird, the ibis, the crow, and the falcon. So pick one that you resonate, maybe a color underneath one of these for the cards that's going to be for you is going to resonate with you. And these bird messages I'm going to be using, they're from a deck that I'm actually creating right now. So they're going to help us get these messages out today and connect and see if you're going to be getting, if you are, this is justice or judgment in this season that you're walking in. And both of those, actually, justice is not a bad thing all the time. Sometimes you're getting justice for things that have happened to you, but sometimes you also have to give justice to things that you've done. Same with the judgment. Oh my God, I couldn't get judgment out. So pick your cards. Remember, it might not resonate with you. If it doesn't, don't take it. Leave it on the table. Let it be. If the message isn't for you, if you get into it and you're like, this isn't for me, if you don't follow, then I would say don't listen. I would say keep it moving. All right, so I'm going to get started on pile number 1 first. All right, pile 1, let's get you started. So this is interesting because I get the hummingbird. I actually had to get this, do the hummingbird, redo it. Yesterday, I thought I would put color on the birds, and I started with the hummingbird because it's the first bird in the deck because I'm really connected to it through my ancestors. But the color was terrible, and I was just like, oh my God, I have to redo it. So I redid it. It was redone last night, and so. Interesting enough, 2 cards when I was shuffling just to get the cards for a background. I haven't looked at them myself. You got 2 cards. So you might be dealing with justice and judgment. I don't know. We're going to see what is going on with you, okay? This energy. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. I hear that's totally justice. That this is totally, Knight of Pentacles is like the most beautiful night and the best night ever, right? It's, if you want a knight to come hang out with you, I would recommend the Knight of Pentacles for sure. Very grounded, very balanced, grounded and balanced energy. Taking your time. That's a great message with your justice, okay? And let's actually see what that's on. I'm like, So this is definitely justice for you, and I don't know what it's justice for, but we're gonna check and see. Let's get a card real quick and see. There we go. 7 of Cups. Cups deals with emotion mostly. Also, like what you want to manifest, like your ideas. If you can look, you are getting justice on what you're manifesting, what you want in your life, the illusions people fed you when it comes to relationships, what feeds you emotionally. Even you're getting justice on how you're feeling, okay? Definitely emotions, and it's very balanced. So if you had this idea of what love was, if you had this idea of what family was, if you had this idea of what would you love for a job, you're getting justice in that, you're getting balance in that. That is awesome. So you will know what you've been really craving when it comes emotionally. Okay, everyone's thing is going to be different. That's why this is why it's the 7 of Cups. And the things that you've been telling yourself, or the illusions others have put out in front of you, that things should be this way, they should be that way. You are getting grounded on that, and you are getting justice on what you believe and what you see, okay? All right, let's see what this is. Oh my gosh. I feel, oh my God, look at all these pentacles. I'm in love with this. The dogs are going crazy too. So we go from the Knight of Pentacles with Justice, and I really feel with Judgment, your Judgment. Oh my gosh. So you guys, this is a Falcon she's holding. So go to that Falcon reading. I'm going to tell you this now. I have a feeling the Falcon reading is going to be your ultimate justice, your ultimate judgment. Because that Falcon card was actually, that was a bonus one. I was only doing 3, but then that Falcon, that day that I got the idea of looking at justice and judgment, I was sitting outside and there was a Falcon above me. And I was just like, I have a Falcon card. And all of a sudden, it was the idea of a Falcon coming up. And I was like, this is a message for the collective who's done the work. So you've done the work. And judgment is you becoming the person you want to be. The Nine of Pentacles is like this person who is balanced, who's like pre-Empress energy. And they are becoming very independent in their ways. They're connecting with the earth, as you can see with Pentacles, but they also, with that Falcon, they are connecting with above. Oh my gosh, if you want to know what came out, you want to know what your judgment is? The Empress. Remember I said that was pre-Empress energy? I love it when it works out like that. You got 2 cards. It was the Empress came out, and then this 4 of Cups. So this Empress energy of like always feeling like you're, remember these cups over here, always feeling you're getting the raw end of the deal when it comes to romance, when it comes to anything, and you're like, I don't want that. That's not what I wanted. Okay, this is not what I wanted. And you're looking at the cups in front of you and they're like, I didn't want this. But you're going to get what you're going to step, your judgment is stepping into getting what you want. Manifest this is like manifesting what you want. It's, oh my gosh, it's beautiful energy. And if, like I said, if you connect with that hummingbird, if you see hummingbirds, I know the hummingbird, I've been really connected to them with my ancestors, or even when I'm just in a way, I will sit outside and hummingbirds usually show up and will come to me right in my face and like greet me. So this is really high vibrational energy, and you guys have done the work. So I don't even think I need to roast y'all. I'm using the this roast for like something you need to be roasted about, that you might need to be working on if you was on the other side of justice and judgment, but you're not. But when you were, let's see what it was. Let's see what that energy was. What was that energy? And okay, go on. Oh my gosh, I can't get it. Your shadow. You recognize your shadow. That is beautiful. So maybe you've done shadow work, and when you hit that ending part with your shadow work, you hit this point where you work with your shadow. You don't try to push it down. You don't try to hide it. You don't try to cage it up, lock it up. You learn to walk with your shadow. You will understand. I have 2 candles going right now. I have and one's for my light side and one's for my shadow. So your shadow is being represented. There is balance. You are very balanced. You really worked on that. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Your inner child healing, we're going to do that one too. You guys, I think this is just a confirmation. The hummingbird, y'all, this is just confirmation that you're stepping into this energy. You're walking into this energy. For some reason, I was thinking of you might be a Virgo. I got a lot of Virgo energy in here. Or you have, like, your Virgo is one of your major 3 is your sun, moon, or rising, or even it could be your north node as well. So that's a big thing, because I've learned with the Knights are the mutable signs, which is Virgo for Earth, And then this is Virgo. I think this is Nine of Pentacles. I think it's in Virgo in the sun, or Virgo in, it's Virgo in something, and it's beautiful. So again, so a lot of Virgo energy. The Empress is actually Taurus, Taurus and Empress. Is she Taurus and something else? She follows another energy as well. That comfort. No. Is she? Okay. Here we go. Dance like nobody's watching. Yeah, like you're welcome to just have fun. Your inner child's like, have fun. You know, if you're one of those people, I highly vibe with this group, okay? You guys are awesome. You guys are dancing to the own beat of your drum. You're excited about life. You recognize your shadow parts, you recognize your light parts, and you decided to walk in your own truth. And when you need to call your shadow out, that is why this reading came out, because I walk around a lot in my light side, but my shadow comes out when I need defense, and it will call judgment and justice for me all the time against things and situations, people, places, things. It does. That's what my shadow does. So you really work with your shadow in the way that it helps you, okay? And everyone's shadow comes out differently, because we all have different ancestral and childhood things that affected our shadow, okay, that created our shadow. Okay, so your sacred medicine is your accomplishments. Medicine writes, yeah, you are one. You know how to mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually feed yourself. You know how to take care of yourself, cleanse yourself. You know how to energetically change the vibration when you're walking around low vibrational things, or you've been in low vibrational energy, and you know it's pulling on your energy. You know how to rise above and bring that energy above. Okay. Oh my God, Hummingbird, you guys rock. I'm just gonna tell you, that was I'm kind of just amazed that came out, but I'm very happy that came out. Especially, I feel like with a do-over, that you had to do this a couple of times. Like it didn't happen overnight. You've been working, you had to redo things over and over again. And that's because I got that redo energy with me redoing that Hummingbird. So this isn't like, so people were like, well, gosh, how'd they get there so quickly? No, this Nine of Pentacles is very slow. This is a very slow energy. It takes a long time to get here, to any of this. It takes a long time and a lot of work, going through a lot of illusions, going through a lot of crap, okay? Mentally, emotionally, all of that. It's going through a lot, and you did the work. And I'm telling you, congratulations. Your scales are balanced, and the things that you deserve are coming through. So, all right, for my pile one, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like, share, comment, or subscribe. Have a wonderful day. All right, pile two, you got the Ibis bird. This is really highly connected to Egyptian stuff. I'm going to tell you the truth, I am not big on Egyptian history. I get a little sprinkle of things. I should say sprinkle of things that come in. I know who I need to know when it shows up, but I don't know a lot. So I don't know who that bird's connected to. I would have to look it up, because I do have information written down. So but this is probably one of my favorites of the pictures. My daughter was like, she's like, this is my favorite one so far, and she's in love with this one. And I can say with your energy, you switched up. Because originally this bird, oh my God, what was this bird? This bird was something else. Let me go on my bird. For some reason, I switched it up. I know. I feel so. Originally, I was going to make this bird be a bird of paradise. In my oracle deck that I'm creating, it was going to be the bird of paradise, but all of a sudden I was just like, oh, I'm not really into that, and this one came up instead. So it's kind of, maybe you were in that energy of paradise and living freely. I don't know, and so something changed. Something would change within your energy to switch up, and I think this might kind of be more shadowy. I think bird of paradise is more lively, colorful. 7 of Cups. Oh, fudge. You oof, you're in Judgment. 7 Cups. You're in Judgment. I feel like you have to make a choice and you don't know what choice to make. There's a bunch of illusions. You know the story. This is a story of Aladdin. And, you know, I just thought about Harry Potter too. You know, in the goblet. Was it the Goblet of Fire? What was it? No, it was the one with the, no, it was when they were, it was when, it was the end, it was one of the last ones when they were trying to find all of the, when they was trying to find that cup. I forgot what cup it is. So remember, they went to the vault, and if you touched the wrong thing, if you touched the wrong cup, you know, they kept multiplying. They just multiplying. You're like, oh my God, and they were like, stop touching stuff. So until you touch the right one, and so I feel like you keep getting judgment on the wrong things that you choose. Like, it gets worse. Like, every time you choose the wrong thing, it gets worse. Oh my God, did I say that? So, oh God, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. But that's what I feel like. You're in Judgment, and for the multiple things, wrong things that you chose multiple wrong things, and now you have to deal with them if you touch the wrong thing. Every time you touch something wrong, like, no, you was already supposed to learn from that. So you're at a place where you were already supposed to learn from something, and if you go back to it and you mess up and you do it again and it shows up in a different form and you don't recognize it and you deal with it, then it just gets worse. And that's what's happening. It just keeps multiplying. Oh my gosh, that is I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see what this pertains to. With Cups, it could be with something when it can be with totally when it comes to love, because Cups is definitely our emotions and how we see love. And it's something you also value, because if you look in the card, you can see that there's coins and pearls, and so it's something that you do value, you find value on. So it could be like work. If you're going to a job and you pick the wrong job, you decide to do something different, and you're being led down a path and you decide, oh, I'm gonna do this instead, and then it just gets worse. So it could be work too, because you can be emotionally attached to your job as well. But let's see. Finally, I was just like, nothing's coming out. Oh my gosh, we got another 7, dude. 7 of Swords. Something that, oh my God, you see the shadow? It's something that you're sneaky with. You know what? I just heard sneaky links. How funny is that? I'm gonna pull these down. So it is something that you are sneaky with, something that you hide. So I'm not even gonna say that. That is okay. This is only for like maybe, and it's been coming up a lot in my For You page about DL men, and so maybe you are a DL man, and maybe that's something you're sneaky about, and maybe every time you are sneaky about it, it gets worse. That's not going to be for everybody, okay? Remember, take what resonates for you. If you listen to the intro, this is not for everybody, okay? But it's something that you're sneaky about. Every time you're sneaky about it, something multiplies. Oh my gosh. So, and That Seven of Swords, you don't ever, you're getting called judgment on that Seven of Swords. So you will know what that sneakiness is, what you're doing. You will know. Everyone knows when they're doing something wrong, or when they've been sneaky, or when they're trying to lie and cheat and be sly about something. Let me see if anything else wants to come out, because I don't know if yeah, it's a choice. It is a choice, and you look stressed about it. It is a choice. You keep making the wrong choice about something that you're supposed to. You keep juggling too. This is Two of Coins. This Two of Coins is totally juggling energy. So it could be it could definitely be within relationships. It can be in jobs. It could be you're juggling something and you're hiding it. You keep making the wrong decisions and you're juggling it and you're hiding it. And your shadow, whatever the shadow is, you need to face it and just be like, okay, you know what? And be like, okay. And you know what I have at the bottom? The world. You could have a new beginning if you just face whatever this is. If you just face it and be like, okay, this is what's up. This is, and just be truthful with yourself. If you're not truthful with yourself, you can't be truthful with anybody else. Okay? If you have an addiction and you're not truthful with yourself about it, you can't be truthful with anyone else about it. If you have, if you're having mental health issues, if you can't be truthful about it, and sometimes that one is actually a little harder to be truthful with yourself about, that's when you have to find a confidant, a therapist, or somebody that you can go to and be like, I'm feeling this way, or this is going on, this way. And then they can say, hey, maybe you need to get some help. Okay? So, maybe the iconic rose will tell you a little something that you might need to be looking at. Okay? What is this? What is this Seven of Swords that they need to look at? You got two things. Oh my God. You got shadowed and triggered. So again, you have that shadow right there. You see that? That's that freaking shadow. He's there. That is your shadow. And it triggers the crap out of you. Whatever this trigger is, whatever triggers you is part of your shadow. I had to recognize that about a person. Like, I was like, I can stand that person. And I like people. But I was like, that one person I cannot stand. And I had to look at that person. Because that's one way to do shadow work. Is that you can get, there's different ways you can do shadow work. But there's one of the great ways is to list like 3 or 4 people that you can't stand. And then after you list them, why you can't stand, you can't stand that person. So you're giving yourself space. So you have a piece of paper and you write that person's name down. Boom. You give them a big old space. Why? Why can't you stand that person? What does that person do that you can't stand? Why can't you stand that? Is there something in that person that you see in yourself? Because sometimes people are reflections or mirrors to your healing, your growth. So I had to look at that person and be like, okay. And I had to look, oh, well, that person is this, this, and this. And I do have some of those things. And maybe if I recognize them, when I just told you about recognizing things, once you recognize them, you can say, okay, you can either heal them, you can change them, you can work with them. That's your shadow. Okay, I'm going to work with this. And then that person doesn't trigger you that much. You know why that person stops triggering you as much? Because you healed parts of that shadow, which made you higher up in your vibration. So that person who triggered you usually is operating in the same vibration as you. That's why they were brought to you. Once you have healed that and looked at that person hardly ever triggers you. You're like, whatever. And that person don't bother you no more. You're like, whatever. And like I'm doing, I'm laughing it off. You laugh it off because you're like, I'm in a higher vibration. I'm not lowering myself to that, So it goes that. So how do they trigger you? Like, why are they triggering you? Oh my gosh. Like, why? Yeah, what is it? Is there something in there from that you're not recognizing within yourself that you want, that they have? Okay, and it can be multiple things. Godly, got your healing child, self-acceptance. You look at that. You have not accepted who you are. You look at, he is hiding. You are hiding something within you. That she is sleeping. There's part of you that it probably comes in your dreams, this part where it's like, hey, I'm here. I know I got this devil, because he's a devil. I know I got this devil energy, but I need you to work with me. Okay? And you need to accept who I am. You need to accept who you are. You know? I'm trying to tell you, I don't want to, I'm trying to give you one of mine without giving you one of mine. My shadows. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I don't know why, but I've decided not to go there. So, you guys, you will know what you need, what's in your shadow that you need to accept. Okay, some of you already said it with the DL thing. Okay, that's one of the things, because that don't come up for no reason. That came up for somebody, and this who's watching this reading, and it's okay. It is okay. No one's going to hate you for wanting to be with the same sex. No one's going to hate you for wanting to do you. And if they do hate you for that, then that's on them. Okay? Things are just going to keep blowing up, multiplying. Like I told you, like the Harry Potter, if you don't face the shadow, just face it. You know what? Yeah. Okay. You got a couple of, dang. All right, you got a couple of things that come on. So it says kin, family. So look to your family. So your family, so maybe it's something, you see she's wearing that rainbow there. Maybe your family, if you do come out, your family might not accept it, might hate you for it, might not like it. So be it. You create the family you want. I truly believe you can create the family you want. Sometimes we're not born in the family that is our family, and that's okay. It's just, we have to accept that sometimes. But some of you are close to your family, and maybe you can connect to people in your family and say, hey, I got this going on, and they're going to help you. I have this fall equinox, so a good healing time is you're going to be releasing. Maybe after this season, you will see things, and maybe you'll take this reading and you'll walk away going into September, October, into the fall, and releasing this and accepting this. And this is be a great healing period for you, which is wonderful. And then you hit your destiny. You will finally get that cup that you wanted. Looking forward, you know. And with 3 cards coming out, I got this random thing that came up. This could be your past, something within your family from your past, you know, that it's affecting you. Your present is walking into this release season coming up, because we're right around the corner from fall. Okay, fall is September 22nd, 21st, the fall equinox. So, boom, you're gonna walk right into that. And once you walk right into that, your future holds you walking into your destiny, into things that you want, the things that you create in the web of ideas that you want, not the web of lies of others or the web of lies. You had to create these false truths for yourself. All right, and that is your judgment, pile 2. And thank you so much for being here. You can like, share, comment, or subscribe. Have a wonderful day. All right, pile 3, you guys chose the crow, which is interesting because right when I started your reading, I have a crow over here making noises. He's going, rah, rah. I don't know if you can hear him, but he just started making noises. So We are looking at, is this justice or judgment? Remember, these readings are not personal. They're not personal readings. So if you want that one-on-one, that's fine. You can contact me and get that. But these are general. So remember, to whatever comes out on the table might not be for you. So leave it at that. Okay. So you guys, let's see what you got going on here. Okay. This crow, 5 of Wands. I'm going back from justice to judgment on this. And we're going to have to get the card. I'm really going to have to get a card to see what they, oh my goodness. 5 of Wands is conflict. I'm hearing when it comes to your judgment, this could be totally judgment. When your judgment has very high conflict. Oof. Very high conflict. Your judgment is conflict. Now I'm hearing your judgment is conflict. You for what you've put out, and this is a message that I got earlier. I got this, you reap what you sow energy. So if you put conflict and negative energy out into this world, that is what you're about to get in your judgment. You're going to get fighting, chaos energy. You're going to get that into your world. If you've thrown that out there to anyone else or put that out there into the world, it's coming back to you. Yeah, this is justice and judgment together. This is universe saying the scales have to be balanced. You know, you reap what you sow, but it's also your judgment. Let's see what this is pertaining to. This crow. Dang. I don't know why I want to get 2, because I'm thinking there's justice and judgment. Yeah. 5s. 5 change. You're about to have some changes in your life. 5 is the energy of change, of conflict, chaos. You got the 5 of Wands representing this 5 of Wands. The conflict that you are going to be dealing with is 5 of Pentacles. So when it comes to your work, your money, being left out in the cold, maybe getting laid off, fired. But that is a big energy of being out in the cold, like having to get on unemployment, get a new job. That energy is coming up. And then we also have this Hierophant. So Hierophant is about has 2 things. See, the car was making noise at me again. A couple things. Hierophant is institutions. There's a lot of different institutions. So it could be the institution of if you're married, that's there. In your religion, so something could be, change within your church. It can also be where if you're in school, it could be with your school. It is all about institutions. So there is change and things that I feel like this is you, that there's something new coming in and saying, hey, you ain't done this right. And this could be actually your workplace as well on that, and saying, no, things are changing. Then this energy's coming in and it's saying, no, you no longer can do this. Let's see, let's get one more, see what this energy is. I'm really strongly getting, because the Hierophant is Taurus, and yeah, justice. Somebody's coming in to serve justice. My Falcon. That last reading, that Falcon is a bonus reading, actually. And it's something that, this was called in. Justice was called in. They're bringing justice. This is Archangel Michael. And, yeah. You have been called for the conflict that you have been put out to this world. You will be, this is the justice, the conflict, the chaos that's coming into your world. It's coming in all directions. It's coming in your physical world. It's coming into your with your money. It is coming with your any of the institutions you rock with, it is coming. There is no, this King of Swords is like, no, they're putting their foot down. I don't know who this King of Swords is, as some kind of someone with authority. They have authority within your workplace or an institution that you're involved in. They are coming to bring change to that. They are coming with this sword, Archangel Michael. Yeah. I don't even know what to give you. Like, okay, let's see what maybe something that you can use to I feel like I'm saying you made your bed, you have to lay in it. So you have to deal with the consequence. You did that, so you have to deal with the consequences. And it's, okay, after the consequences, there comes a period where you can change. And because the fives bring change. So there's going to be, maybe go look up angel number 555 and see what comes up for you, okay? But you're going to have to go through it first for the energy you put out into the world. And my roast is like, I don't even know how to roast them. Give me the roast for the crow. What is the roast for the crow energy? Interesting. Starseed. That's interesting. I don't know why that starseed. I feel like maybe you were making fun of, maybe you were going on about the starseed community. Oh my, and an oracle. Maybe you were going off about multiple communities, because with this oracle, you were going on. Yeah. Because I have this mouth. Maybe you were talking smack about all kinds of people. Like, when I think starseeds, I think of people who align with certain things. And then when I see the oracle, like, if you watch The Matrix, remember the oracle in there? She was a certain way, and she had a school that she had for people who had special gifts. And maybe you was talking smack about these people, or you came against these people. That they were star seeds, and they were oracle. They were under the protection of oracles and star seeds. I don't know. There's something there. And you were talking smack, going on about it, making fun of it. I don't know. But I don't know. You was doing something. And now you got I'm just going to say, you got karma on your hands. That is straight up karma sitting up here on this table. Golly. This energy, it is highly shadowed too. All right, so let's get this. I got a couple for you for the Inner Healing Child Oracle. So it's saying stand on your own feet. So you need to, when I hear this stand on your own feet, face up to what you said, face up to what you did, face up to all of the things that you put out there. Stand on your own feet. Don't try to hide from what you did. Stand on and be like, yeah, it was me. I'm going to tell you the truth. That I am like that. I'll be like, yeah, it was me. I did that. Oh man, I did that. You can only be true to yourself, and the truth will set you free. That is what is up. That's what's up. Stand on your feet, dude. You are enough. And look how it goes to 33 to 32. When you stand on your feet and you admit to this and you say, okay, yeah, I did this, I did that, it's going to take you back a step. It takes you back a step, and it's going to take you on a healing of self, of seeing your own value, and stop focusing. A lot of times when people down others or go off on others, it's because they have not found their own self-worth. When you have so much time to talk about somebody else or down someone else, there's something missing within you. Because if you can't see the love within someone else, then you can't see the love within yourself. If you can't see the ugliness within yourself, you can't see the ugliness. When you start seeing ugliness with everyone else, you don't see it within yourself. But when you start seeing the beauty within yourself, you start seeing the beauty in others. They can be fucked up, messed up, but you still can see that little light, that shadow, that is something different. You can see it. And so it takes you back to that, where you have to do this work is within you. All right, let's get some sacred medicine. Once you go through all of this, I'm hearing an initiation of, what do they call it? Initiation of, they call it, oh my gosh, embarrassment initiation. Once you go through your own, the ones you were trying to cause this, and now you're getting your own. That energy you put out is what you're getting back tenfold. And once you get knocked off your high horse, you're going to have to do your own inner healing and see that you are enough. And then we're going to go into this. Let's see what sacred medicine you can walk with to help you after you go through this. You know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now. I had the hummingbird just show up, and it is, if you listen, you can hear it. He's right behind me, making noises and stuff. So telling me that once you get past all this, you can go back to that hummingbird energy. Yeah. Walk in a good way. Realign. Yep. See that? Following that eagle? Yeah. Realign. Walk in a good way. So once you go through all of this energy that you put out there, that you have to face, and you start going within, it's going to help you realign and going back to that hummingbird energy. I want you to, once you go through this is what I'm saying to you. Once you go through this, and when you do, and you might be in denial right now, like, bitch, I ain't going through anything. Okay, whatever. But afterwards, I want you to come back to this reading, and I want you to go to the hummingbird one, because then you get to be in that energy. Once you start doing the work and realigning and doing that, I want you to get out of this denial. Once you get out of the denial and you stand on your own feet and you say, oh, I did that and I did this, and you admit to stuff, then you get to do the inner healing and you realign. Then come back and then go to that hummingbird reading. Okay, that's my message for you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you. You can like, share, subscribe, or comment. Okay, you guys, my last pile. If you made it this far, if you are part of this collective, you are part of the path that I am walking as well. And it's amazing because these messages have been very different and very, oh my gosh, like sometimes most of them really, they do connect in a way because I did find connections in them, but usually messages are so different, and which I'm fine with. So we're looking at, this is your justice, is your judgment, okay? You are flying above things. You are raising I'm just saying, you're flying above, you are raising your vibration. Whatever comes out, just know that at first. First things first is you are rising and you are raising your vibration, okay? I don't even know what the cards are. I did not look at anything. I just dealt the cards. I dealt everyone's first card, what they would get. You got a Knight of Swords. You got a fast moving energy. Look at that crow. Okay, so like I said, does not matter what comes out in this message. You're still rising above, and you're going to higher vibration energy. That's a crow. Um, the the crow reading that I just did, that crow, it looks like you're getting justice. You called judgment. You called judgment on that crow. You're like, nah. I'm thinking oh my God, my voice is even changing. I'm thinking your shadow even called it. And you're like, nah, I'm done. You're not getting away with anything. This Knight of Swords it will go to battle. And in that, I will tell you this one thing about the crow reading. You don't need to listen to it because it's not your message. But I can tell you that who was ever in that energy was doing something to this Falcon energy. And that Falcon energy, what happened is this Knight of Swords, this Knight, you took action and you called judgment against the crow, because the King of Swords showed up, which was Archangel Michael, and they put down the law. Pretty much, they brought that energy back. So you called judgment into your world. You said, I'm calling judgment on this. And you're chasing a crow. You called judgment on the crow. What the heck was this crow doing? What was it affecting? Let's see what this crow was affecting in your life, because I'm all ears. I am all ears. Remember, these messages may not resonate with you. Take what does and leave the rest. Dang. Are we? Okay. This, so two things. It was affecting two things, not one, but two. I love how they both, you got a 4 and a 5. So like, you can be 45 years old. But things, it was progressively messing with things progressive. So they were messing with, this is Mars energy. So with the Emperor, I want to say one thing, but I want to get something else on it. In this Hierophant, I have one thing too. Oof. I'm hearing that the Hierophant, I'm hearing trying to mess with your spiritual gifts, trying to mess with your connection to God. Also trying to mess with your inheritance, your spiritual inheritance, trying to mess with your, trying to change it, because it changed that Hierophant, and you call judgment on it. In your work, and whatever you do for work, whatever institution you work at as well. And this Emperor, though, I want to say it's your person, or your own boss energy. I don't know. That's why I'm getting it. I want to get a clarifier. So what is this? What is this Emperor? The Hierophant, I know. I can see it. I see that. Yeah, 3 of Cups. This is relationships. This is these are emotional connections. These are your connections. So this 3 of Cups is telling me any connection you was making that made you happy, emotionally, they were trying to do stuff to it. They were trying to bring chaos to it. The same with your spiritual side as well. They were doing that as well. I have the 5 of Pentacles. They were trying to lock you out. I don't know. I'm reading like this. We'll get a clarifier for this Hierophant too. But you called judgment on it, and you called judgment on it, and then you just you raised your vibration, and you were like, I'm raising my vibration. Yeah. Oh wow. Look, you guys watch this. I want to show y'all something because it's cute. 6 of Cups, because so this could be stuff in your past life, like things from your past life that you actually worked really hard on, that you did. You might have done some past life regression work as well. Tapped into your Akashic records, did things like that. This could also be in this lifetime where you healed some childhood wounds, and you look back and you did the work. Okay. Yeah, when it comes to love, trying to mess with your love life, trying to mess with everything. They tried to mess with everything. And guess what you did? You went straight to the man upstairs, and you said, hello. You talked to your daddy. I call him that's my daddy. You talk to your daddy. You talk to the creator. you've talked to him and you poured your heart out, and guess what? You called judgment. You called judgment. Everyone has the right to call judgment. The one thing I did learn when I went through a bunch of my spiritual stuff is, when you're ready to call judgment, when you're ready to do those things, be ready to be judged yourself. That's one thing I learned. So when you're calling in justice, when you're calling in judgment, be ready to be judged yourself. So you will go through things yourself. But if you are on the right side of right, you're going to be just fine. If you've been doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be just fine. And as a Falcon, you're just fine. You were raising your vibration. You were flying above all the bullshit. And you did. So yes, judgment was called against you as well. When you called in that judgment, when you put that in, when you put a lock down on that, and you was like, hey, I'm done with this. And you put it out there, and they're like, okay. The scales have to be balanced. There has to be justice. There has to be judgment. You got yours. Your stuff came to you. You had to face some things. And if you have done the work, then you're going to be just fine. Because you did what you needed to do. But the person who was throwing all the stuff they threw out, they got to deal with what they put out there. So what you're putting out there. So if you were walking around putting out there love and peace, and every once in a while you threw out some bullshit, you got a little bit of that bullshit back. But if you just threw a little bit of bullshit out there, that bullshit's not going to be hard to deal with. But if you think about it, you're in a room. I'm thinking of like a game, like back in Nickelodeon when they have the slime and stuff. Think of that slime as a bunch of shit. You're in one room, the other person's in another room. And so there's buckets of shit. And so you only threw out a little shit. So a little shit's thrown in your room. That shit's going to be easy to clean up. Now, that crow person who threw out a bunch of piles and piles of shit, their room is full of shit. They got a lot of cleaning up to do. Who would you want to be? Would you want to be that person who threw a whole bunch of shit out there? Or would you want to be that person who just, I just did a little bit? Because we all do stuff. We're not all innocent. And I'm not innocent in anything I do. So, but, my gosh, on the bottom is justice. You looked at your shadow. That is shadow work. That is, oh my goodness. This is so aligned. You did the stuff you need to do. Okay, let's look at maybe let's look at what you need to be roasted about. If you need to be roasted about something that you did and that you had to do the work for, and actually it could be roasting you why this person came up against you. This roast could be telling us that why this person came up against you. That could be it. Stay in your lane. Maybe you said something that offended that person. I'm good. Okay, so I will say sometimes I do believe people should stay in their lane, but every once in a while, someone might be talking about going on with this, and you might just throw a truth out at them, like, well, maybe you should do this, or maybe, and it pisses them off, and they're like, oh, you need to stay in your lane, and maybe that's what you didn't stay in your lane. And then you was on that person's radar and they came for you. But at the same time, when they came for you, they didn't know that you was not being malicious when you told them this. When you said this to them, you weren't being malicious. You were just trying to be helpful. You were trying to be truthful. You're being truthful and helpful, and it was innocent. Sometimes when we say things to people, it's very innocent, but people take it as the wrong way, especially if they're in lower vibrations and they're in their shadow. Sometimes they'll take it the wrong way, and then you're on that person's radar, and they're like, I'm out to get that person. I'm gonna get them. I'm coming for them. That is not a way to live. Oh my gosh, that's like revenge energy. And that's what that's the lane the person lived in. And since that person lived in that lane, and knowing that you were just trying to be helpful, and maybe you came back and you were even explaining to them, hey, I was just trying to be helpful, and maybe they confronted you and you told them, I was just trying to do this, or I'm sorry, and you might even apologize to them too. And once you apologize to them and you try to explain yourself, and they still came after you, They done fucked up. That was their problem. They didn't stop after you maybe even apologized to them and explained, and they couldn't take it. Yeah. All right, let's see what you're healing your inner child. Oh, you gave me a lot. Let's not do a lot. Let's just do maybe 1, 2, and finish this up. Oh. 1 or 2. Dang, they are giving me so many. This one came out. I'm gonna keep the one that fell on the ground, and this one came out before. It says, "Feel your heart." This is like being at peace with yourself, girl. Look, I got my coffee cup right there. Being at peace, being in your heart space. Look at that, and that, just walking in love, walking in peace. This is that energy. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Let's see what fell. Heal your perfectionism wound. Now, oh my God, I'm laughing. This is for those, I don't know why I heard Virgo risings. This is for those Virgo risings, those Virgo suns, and those Virgo north nodes for sure. And I'm going to tell you, I got a Virgo north node, so I know. There is a perfectionist one, and it could have come from something in your past right there. Like, you were never good enough. That's where a perfectionist one will come from, is when you, sometimes when you're younger, even ancestral, in your line, never feeling like being chosen, or like you're good enough, or you're not. So you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough. Those are all my things. Sometimes I don't think I'm pretty enough, or I'm skinny enough, or I, speak the best, or I just said that, speak the best. I sound the best, or I don't speak up enough. I don't do all the things that, and so I'm so in my head, and so I have this perfectionist wound, and where, oh my God, you were this or you were that, and so you try to make everything perfect, and it's not perfect, and it's okay. I do have that wounding, and it's probably saying to work on that, because it still comes up, and that's okay. Remember your rising. It's okay. That's okay. And it's just something that you need to check on. You check in with that every once in a while. When you find out what your wounding is, and you see your woundings, you can question, okay, a perfectionist will also self-sabotage, because they don't think they're good enough. They'll be like, no, this is too good to be true. I'm not good enough. And they will sabotage something. I'm just gonna tell you that. we will sabotage some stuff because we don't think it's good enough. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And it's not, we don't think that person's good enough. We think we're not good enough for that person, or we're not good enough for that situation, or we're not good enough for that job, or we're not good enough for to do something. And we are. Yeah, let's end with our healing medicine that you can, to help keep raising that vibration. What message are we going to use for our collective? Oh my gosh. You guys, what the freak? This has been the longest one ever for anyone. Nothing's coming out. Maybe y'all don't need, maybe you know what your sacred medicine, maybe I'm just need to tell you, you know what your sacred medicine is. And that's enough. I don't know. But I would like to get you a card. It gave me a lot. Okay, I'm going to, no, I want it to give me a card, please, and thank you, universe, for the Falcon. There we go. You are a cosmetic weaver. You are very potent. You speak. I can tell you're very strong in your manifestations. The things that you put out to this world, you can manifest easily. Like you said, when you called in that judgment and justice, you called that in, okay? Because you called that in. So if you need something, use that energy, okay? And know that it's coming in its own timing, in divine timing. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this reading. You can like, share, comment, or subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.